with the AIDS scenario. I'm delighted to be with Ambassador Burks, and our collaboration with PEPFAR is quite an astonishing thing which came to fruition last November. I'm very proud of that. This morning I went to the Gateway Clinic and I visited LGBT services with the Minister of Health and Mr. Mutsaledi, and it was an amazing experience for me because many years back I came to Durban with David on one of our first field trips and met with some white members of the LGBT community in a room above a cafe or restaurant, and none of those people wanted to have their photographs taken with me because they didn't want to be seen in the newspapers, because if they were seen with a photograph of me and they were known to be gay, they would be physically attacked. That was the scene a few years ago. We have come a long way. To expand the LGBT services to other African countries, we'll come to that later. But actually, this clinic this morning, if you give people love and compassion, and you include like LGBT people, like intravenous drug users, like sex workers, like transgender people, you don't leave them behind. You leave no one behind in the human race. You include them all. If you don't, this campaign to end AIDS will be a disaster. All the groundwork, all the wonderful scientific work, all the hard work on the ground from countless people all over the world will count for nothing. Because if we leave these people behind, the disease will spread further and further and further. So this morning, I experienced something that was so empowering. These people have been funded by our AIDS Foundation, and they have taken this project and they've run with it. And I've always found that about the South African people in general, that when you give them the tools and the encouragement and the love, they will run with it and make things a huge success. They are proud of their country. They are proud of being who they are. And to get a bunch of people this morning and talking about their LGBT experiences and coming out was quite amazing, because a few years ago that could never have happened. We have come a long way, but we have a lot of work to do. And that's why we want to start this project to other areas in Africa. I know that certain governments in Africa will not respond to someone like me telling me, you should do this, you should do that. I count for nothing as far as that goes. What I can do is ensure that people who are LGBT, if the clinics are closed down because they're LGBT, we can give them medicine. They can get the medicine somewhere else. If they're arrested, we can get them legal aid. We can help them on the ground. And by bits and bit and bit, I believe, and I don't know how long it will take, but you have to put your foot in the water. And with these countries, sometimes, who knows, it might take 50 years. But I guarantee it will change. Because if people feel included, they will rise up, they will become ACTRA, they will become Stonewall, they will fight for their own rights, they will become heroes. I said to the people this morning, you are the pioneers for what people did with Stonewall and ACT UP in the 80s and 60s in America, 60s and 80s, Stonewall in the 60s and 80s with ACT UP. You are those kind of people. You might have to fight for your own life, but it will be worth it, because in the end, you will win. In the 60s in England, you were prosecuted for being homosexual. Most people who could afford it went to North Africa and had sex, or were arrested in public toilets. Now I could be married to my partner. Things can change, but they might not change overnight. But until you start the process, until you put this thing in motion, this plan, this scheme in motion, then you're not going to get anywhere. We're going to try with this brilliant help of PEPFAR. $10 million is a lot of money. And we're going to put it to good use. And we're going to help all the LGBT people in countries that find it very difficult to be LGBT, to know that we're on their side. We will fight for them. We will fight for their rights, their human rights, their health, everything. We will be there for them.